Adding texture to your decor is a key trend for 2020 and a surefire way to make your home feel rewarding and comforting. Colin and Justin say flat spaces are so 2019, right? Like, we got to mix it up and have some texture. And if you look at a space like this, like you've just come up with this vignette, you feel like you want to touch, and it feels warm and it feels cozy because it's so layered and there's so much difference in all the materials.
Absolutely. No, it's all about adding a tactile quality to your home. And what that does is it actually makes it feel much more rewarding.
It does.
Because it's something that you do pick up, you interact with, and it actually sends a little signal to your brain, you know, that makes you feel much more at home. So everything actually chosen here is about bringing that lovely texture, rather, into your home.
That feeling. Right?
Touchy, feely feast for the fingers. You want your fingers, Tracy, to wander around and be satisfied at every single turn.
Yes.
Every digit must be manipulated. First up, lighting. Now, down there, Tracy, to your right, we've got ribbed for extra pleasure. That lamp down there with that lovely textural glass, all of the ribbing, and they're actually from the Colin and Justin line, which you can find in stores at HomeSense. Yeah, they're ours.
That is beautiful. It's so warm.
I think so. And again, you've got in the top one there, you can see the bulb, and the bottom one, because of the ribbing, you can't actually see that. But that lovely play of the ribbed textured glass with the wooden base, it's just adding an elevation. So rather than one flat surface, anything you can do to detail your scheme. And if you think about texture, it's something that you can use bags and bags of different textures at one time.
Mix them all up.
Mix them all up, Tracy, and give yourself that big treat.
That's beautiful because it's like, it's industrial, but it's warm.
It is.
I love that look.
Yeah, it's all about bringing warmth in. You know, if you look above that, the little kind of battered metal vessels there.
I love this.
These are from H&M. You know, again, so you just want to, look what you're doing there, Tracy. You reach out and you want to touch it. You want to interact with it, you know. And hammered metal is just, it's a great look, you know, and there's so many great things. There's bowls, trays, lots of little pots like that. Again, they bounce light, so it plays with the whole kind of like comfort factor in your home, and it just feels much more rewarding.
It does.
We also went to Urban Barn and we picked up this lovely bench. Now, the bench kind of relates back to what we did in our first segment as well, with the ladder back, and again, that whole shaker Quaker feel. And black for this particular application, I think, is a great way to go. You think of something like this generally in a wood finish, Tracy, a much more natural finish, but we've gone for this particular colorway, and it really works with everything. So again, filled it out with lovely textural faux fur rugs. Your hands can just get completely lost in there. Anything that adds an extra layer of detail, so a lovely pom-pom or a tassel right on the end of that, and you can swing your tassels into the wee smars. No end of fun to be had plumping those pillows, my darling.
And you're going to be doing some tassel twirling.
I can get my tassels to go in different directions, which is a skill in itself.
He's talented.
I am, Tracy.
Exactly.
One day maybe you can do that on the show.
One day, baby. That's extra.
Just saying.
That's extra $20.
Exactly. Worn wood is a great way of getting visual texture in there, you know, and if you look at those candlesticks there, they have that great kind of beach, kind of like in the sun, all dried and aged, and it's a visual texture. You actually stand back and it looks like there's an extra texture there. The carvings in there as well, you know, and these are all ways of bringing in that wonderful texture, because rooms are flat, aren't they? You know, you've got drywall, everything's flat, everything's square. So anything you can do to actually buck that trend is going to be good for you.
I just think a lot of us look at our spaces and we don't get why it's not working or what makes it flat. And it's the layering of textures that's going to make it feel more three-dimensional.
You're absolutely right. Coming over, we touched on the lights down here. These are also from HomeSense, Tracy. 3 different types. These are essentially, they're string-clad lamps for these 2, and then a spun metal with a black finish, white inside, and then the wooden detail on top. Again, it's thinking about everything that you buy as having an extra layer that gives you visual return and tactile return. And it's a really small detail, but it makes a big, big difference.
Mix it up.
Huge
also,
difference.
You're putting it all together, right?
Yeah, I mean, houseplants as well, you know, I mean, they are fantastic because they add, you know, beautiful nature color. They add texture to your home as well. But they actually encourage you to interact with your space and to nurture. Because you have to go back to them, you know, if these are fake, but if you have real plants, you know, you have to make sure they don't die.
That's right.
So immediately you're invested.
I don't know anything about that, so don't look at me.
I know, you're not the green finger
them
person.
And nurture them so that
these
they
are
stay
for
alive.
you, okay? The fake ones are for you. But they encourage you to nurture and therefore be in tune with your space. And that's super important as well. You know, your home's organic. It should change and should evolve with you.
Yeah, I think you're right. We've displayed all of this, Tracy, in a unit that we got got from IKEA. But to make it portable, we've added casters to the bottom. I'd always say when you adapt furniture, make sure you've made it really stable. Something like that might be more comfortable against a wall. If you've got young kids, you might even want to think about putting a small bracket on the back, just for an added safety level, safety layer rather. And then rugs. Tons and tons of rugs. We mix rugs and we layer rugs all the time. And that lovely boho feel really makes you feel comfy. And the boho sensibility was, again, all about textures and extra layers. Do you know, we have such fun with our projects. We have such a great time putting them together. And we've talked about this so many times. There's a real liberation now to interior design. And it says, go out there and buy things that really satisfy you. And particularly in this textural context, it's a great way to go.
We're all down that road of sparking joy, are we not? We're looking through our closets, we're looking through our homes, and we're thinking, I like that, and if I like it, I'm keeping it, and if I don't like it, I'm getting rid of it. And it doesn't matter about the rule book anymore.
No,
it's what do you like? What do you want to live in?
Hallelujah. It's all about you. You know, that's the thing. And it's cocooning as well. People want to stay in. Staying in is the new going out, you know. So you buy a little basket like that from H&M, and you think, okay, what am I going to put in there? You know, roll up some other throws, little blankets, so they're actually close to hand, so you can use them, cuddle up with your partner, watch a movie. But then when they're not in use, roll them up, and they become a little textural scape. They add colour, more texture to your space. They're great little corner fillers.
That's my life every day after work. Fireplace, with the blankets, right by the fireplace. It's amazing.
Gorgeous.